Right now, you are sitting behind the screen. You feel the weight of your body, you hear the sound of my voice, and you assume everything around you is real. But in 2003, Oxford philosopher Nick Bostrom published a paper completely shattered our understanding of reality. He argued that the odds of us living in a physical-based reality are less than 1 in a billion. You, me, the Earth, and the entire universe are almost sentient, a life of code inside a supercomputer built by a more advanced civilization. You might think this is just science fiction, but physicists and neuroscientists have spent the last few decades testing this theory, and what they found is terrifying. Today, I'm going to show you the 5 scientific proof that we are living inside a simulation. Proof number 3 is going to be complete break how you view your own body. But wait until we get to proof number 5, because proof number 5 explains a phenomenon that has happened to you personally every single night since the day you were born. Let's start with the rules of the game. Proof 1. The observer effect. If you play a video game, you know how rendering works. To save processing power, the game doesn't load the entire world at once. It only renders the exact trees, buildings, and shadows that your camera is constantly looking at. When you look away, the world behind you disappears. In the 1920s, quantum physicists ran something called the double-slit experiment. They wanted to see how particles of light, photons, behaved when shot through a wall with two slits. What they expected was simple physics. What they got broke, the universe. When the scientists put the camera there to observe the particles, they acted like solid physical objects. But when the scientists turned the camera off and stopped looking, the particles acted like a wave of probabilities. They literally existed in multiple places at the same time. Think about what this means. At the quantum level, the universe is not solid. It exists as a blurry cloud of mathematical possibilities. Until you look at it, the universe literally only renders itself when an observer is present, just like a video game. But if this is a video game, what is the processor speed? Proof 2. The speed of light. In our universe, the ultimate speed limit is the speed of light, exactly kilometers per second. Nothing can go faster. But why? Why does the universe have a speed limit at all? Why couldn't something travel infinitely fast? If you ask a computer engineer, they will give you a very simple answer. Hardware constraints. Every computer has a maximum clock speed, a limit to how fast the CPU can process information. Einstein proved that as you approach the speed of light, time actually slows down for you. Why? Because if you move too fast, the simulation can render your reality quickly enough, so the system slows down your in-game clock to prevent the simulation from crashing. The speed of light isn't just a physics rule, it's the maximum bandwidth of the server we are running on. Now, before I show you the little actual computer code the scientists just found hidden inside human DNA, I need you to do something. If you want to keep breaking the matrix and learning the dark truth of psychology and science, click the subscribe button right now. It takes you 1 second and it helps me keep uncovering these glitches in the system. Down? Okay, let's look at the code. Proof 3. The source code. In 2017, a theoretical physicist named Sylvester James Gates was working on string theory, the math that explained the fundamental building blocks of our reality. He wasn't looking for a simulation, he was just doing pure math. But while he was working through the equation of supersymmetry, he found something that shouldn't be there. Buried deep inside the equation that governs the structure of our universe, he found a specific type of code, and not just any code. He found Shannon error correcting code. This is the exact same computer code that software engineers use to prevent data corruption in web browsers and servers. It was invented in 1940s by humans. So, Why humans invented computers code holding together the fabric of the universe? Unless we didn't invent it, we just rediscovered the code that the creators used to build our reality. But if someone built this world for us, why did they make it so empty? Proof 4. The Fermi Paradox. There are an estimated 200 billion trillion stars in the universe. Statistically, there should be billions of intelligent alien civilizations. We should see their satellites, hear their radio waves, and see their megastructures, but we see nothing. The universe is completely terrifyingly silent. In video game design, there is something called a skybot. It's a beautiful, high-resolution image of mountains or space that surrounds the playable area. It looks vast and endless, but if you try to walk there, you hit an invisible wall. It's an illusion. What if the space is silent because it's just a skybot? The developers only programmed one active space, us, and painted it as beautiful, empty universe around us to make the map look bigger than it actually is. But if you are only once playing this game, what happens when your RAM gets full? This brings us to the fifth and most disturbing proof. The proof 5. The memory wipe. Think about your whole life. You live an entire life before the age of 3. You open your eyes, you learn to work, you learn language, and you remember absolutely none of it. Freud called this infantile amnesia. For decades, scientists couldn't explain why every single human being has a complete memory wipe of the first few years. Recently, neuroscientists at the Hospital for Sick Children in Toronto found the physical reason. In your first years, your brain generates new neurons at a massive speed, a process called neurogenesis. But to install these new neural pathways, the brain literally tears down and overwrites your early memories. Just like a computer clearing its RAM after the tutorial level is finished. You don't remember being a baby because the system had to delete your cache to install a full operating system of your adult consciousness. And it doesn't stop here. Every single night you fall unconscious. You enter a state of paralysis, your brain floats with chemicals and hallucinate. We call it sleep. But from a computing perspective, it's a daily server maintenance reboot. Without it, your brain crashes and you die. The speed limit of light, the observer effect, computer called our physics, a silent skybox, a daily hard reset of your consciousness. The next time you look in the mirror, ask yourself, are you the player holding the controller, or are you just a line of code doing exactly what you were programmed to? Subscribe if you want to wake up. See you next time.